face was frozen, so every time I log on to Facebook Live Producer, something else has changed in the settings, so it takes double the amount of time to set up to go live when you're on your laptop, not so much on your mobile phone. It's Wellness Wednesday. I hope you're well where you are. Sorry for that little notification pinging on my phone. What's going on? I thought I had silenced all of my silencers, but not. So yes, just wanted to check in with you. I hope you're well. It's an extremely busy time for many people. It's nice to see lots of kids in the UK in their school uniform going back to school this week after almost 2 years of not having a lot of school. So that's been good to see. Internationally, things are improving with COVID, and in Australia there's still so much uncertainty. But where I am, we've been immensely lucky in North Queensland, and in fact last weekend, the weekend before, people around here are actually moaning about how many things there is to do on weekends, which dilutes certain events and crowds and visitor numbers and so on and so forth. And we were joking that isn't a luxury to be able to complain that there's too many things to go to and too many things to do on the same weekend. So we did acknowledge that we are in a very, very privileged position, and not to be too ungrateful for that, which leads me on to my next point about being busy. Busy bees, being busy for the sake of being busy, or feeling too busy, or people saying, oh, you're really busy. So when people say to me, oh, you're really busy, I say, yes, but it's good busy. It's, it's all good things, because if I'm thinking I'm too busy, then I'll make myself stressed and become inefficient. So it's really important to separate what's good busy versus what's potentially not good busy. So not good busy would, feeling overcommitted, dealing with grief or trauma or illness, or looking after family illnesses, and being overwhelmed by the amount of things we have on our plate, and without being able to take a step back and look at them objectively, and decide realistically at this point in time what it is you choose to be doing, giving your energy to, and you choose to have on your plate, versus things that you can potentially let go of. Or in my mind, I like to think of them as I put them on the bookshelf for another time, and when I'm ready to bring them down, I will, because I don't want to have cluttered busyness all around me. So just really thinking about being efficient, not duplicating tasks every single day, thinking about how to be organized to make the best use of your time, because we find ourselves with so many windows of dead times we can be doing things. So for instance, I had a window of dead time last weekend when we were driving from Ingham to Atherton. And I could sit and stare out the window for 3 hours, which is nice. I could chat to the kids who were happily watching a movie, which is also nice. But I decided to write a book. So I sat in the front seat while my husband drove relatively safely, and I wrote a book, and my next children's book. So that's the third one which I've written, and I'll start looking how to produce that in terms of illustrations, etc. over the coming months. There's no rush. It's on the shelf. I know that it's there, and I'll bring it down when I want to do it. But I want to make use of that time, because it's time when I'm not physically having to be places or to do things, but I can actively be doing things. And equally today, I'm very, very busy and I have a lot to do, and I could have told myself, oh, you're too busy to go for a run today. But I decided not to do that, because I want to prioritize my health and well-being. But what I can do when I'm exercising is I can organize my thoughts. So I was running 5 kilometers, and I spent 30 minutes organizing my thoughts, and today I've got to do a challenging and complicated task which requires a lot of attention to detail and reviewing documents and putting a big jigsaw puzzle together. So I was able to organize 6 months worth of conversations, documents, filing, organizing things in my head, sequencing things, writing content, writing the opening section of the document, and then it will flow from there. So a 30-minute run actually became a very, very productive way of organizing my mental load for the work that I have to achieve today. So it was actually very positive use of time, as opposed to unpositive use of time where I sat staring at my screen, procrastinating, or feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. Now I'm very clear what I want to achieve with the task. And that's where I kind of like to use my project management skills that I've learned over a very long period of time in my personal life as well as my professional life, because like with producing a book versus managing a project for a client, if we know what the end goal is and we can decide what all of the tasks need to be done to achieve the end goal and the time frame that we have in which we can potentially do them, or the end goal of the date that we want to have it delivered. So for instance with Bobby, I knew that we wanted to have the book Bobby live by the Yungaburra Book Fair, so I had to work back, and I can need to do all of my parts and I need the artists to do all of their parts, and so I needed to schedule in time when we could get together to do that, and equally understand how much time it would take me to do all of the end process so I could physically have it printed in time for the Yungaburra Book Fair. And we literally got there by the skin of our teeth, but what's exciting is that we've now sold out in a week. So in 1 week since I received my printed copies, we are out of stock. So yesterday I engaged now my local printer to help me with the next print run. So I've just approved the artwork files this morning, so that should be ready and delivered here within probably another week's time. So that's really cool, because in order to get the book live for Yungaburra, I had to use a very short turnaround time printing process, which is essentially an overnight service, but we received a bulk of print. And it was relatively good value for money given the time frame that we had. We received those books in time, which was a goal, and we were able to move them on very, very fast. So through a combination of shops and individual purchases and online purchases and so on and so on and so forth. So we've been immensely grateful for that support. And it's immensely exciting when it's only 1 weekend and you get to do a second print run of a new book. So that's really cool and exciting. So, you know, that's a way that I try to manage my busyness, by being efficient, by knowing what my end goals are, organizing the tasks sequentially in my head, but then shuffling them around based on kids, time that I have and things that crop up. Thinking about what resources I will need and who I need to be talking to, what help I might need, and what actions I physically need to take, because these things just don't happen by themselves magically. You have to actually put the effort in. So, you know, that's why I am working in the car. That's why I do work at nights and at the weekends, so I can physically achieve the things that I want to do in the time that I have available to me. But like I said at the beginning, it's not busy for the sake of being busy. It's busy doing stuff that I enjoy, and it's good stuff, and it's healthy stuff, and it's valuable in my eyes. So it's a good use of time. So those are a little bit of things that I've been reflecting on today. And, you know, planning tasks and problem solving are two things that I actually do enjoy doing, even though it can become stressful if you let it be. So yes, I was going to mention about Bobby being sold out in a week. That's really cool. Third children's book is now written. I'm thinking about ways to do the illustrations and how to bring that to life. Probably depends, actually. I might change my mind, but I was thinking early next year. It could be before that. We will see, because I've just finished writing my second adults book. So I've shared that with you in the past. It's a collaboration anthology book with other women all over the world, and I'm required to write one chapter, which I have now written, and I've invited feedback for that work and received so far very positive feedback, so that's really cool. So I just need to do some tweaking and editing, and then trust in the powers that be to manage that project, because it's out of my hands once I hand over my chapter, that it will all be done in good time so that the book can be ready at the end of this year, possibly early next year. So I'm surrendering to the universe on that one. Practicing surrendering and non-resistance to things that I can't control. What I'm in control of, I know will be done on time. What other people are in control of, I need to actively encourage them to do things on time, knowing that I sometimes need to have faith that they will, and surrender to the fact that there are things outside of my control. So I've got this helpful little voice in my head keeping me going on all of those things. So I'm not going to keep you for too much longer. I will say that retreat number 3 is now booked out, so that was super awesome. I took the last bookings yesterday, so I'm now full up for retreat number 3 in October. We'll be doing the same retreat in October next year at Mission Beach, and hopefully what my plan is to do one in March time around Airlie Beach location. So I'll be doing a little bit of a scouting for a property to host that retreat in March 2022. But October 2022 dates are confirmed for Mission Beach again. I think it's the 21st to the 23rd of October, something like that. So save the date. And I'm really excited because that's going to actually be our biggest retreat yet. I have almost, with myself and our co-host as well, we're at 28, which is perfect. So that's great, and I hope you are well where you are and got some great things to look forward to in the coming weeks, whether it's nice weather or children going back to school or some healthy rewards for yourself. And just try to remember what you have on your plate and what you want to be busy doing, because we can all be busy for the sake of being busy, which is not so productive and not so healthy. Okay, that's all from me today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.